Hello, powerful. It's Lisa, your generative power coach. So I wanted to take today to talk about something related to vision and goal. Meg Daly, who you might not know of, and she created the Miami Underline. All right, so I said I launched my podcast at the end of 2015. And in 2016, I interviewed Meg Daly. And this was my 30 Ever Better podcast that I produced. The Miami Underline is 10 miles of park space. And it's called the Underline because it's under public transportation. And this used to be dead space. This was an unsafe area. It was not walkable, would not have been considered by any stretch of the imagination a recreational space. And what happened was in 2013, Meg was in an accident and she broke both of her arms. And she had a medical appointment and then was walking towards public transportation and realized that there was no good way to get to public transportation in Miami. Miami is not at all walkable. It's much more walkable now that we have the Miami Underline, but it wasn't walkable at all. So she was walking under a train track and thought, somebody needs to do something about this. And maybe that somebody is me. So in 2015, she created a foundation, and I think it was called the Friends of the Miami Underline. And she set forth this vision of creating recreational park space trails that people could use within Miami. And so that was 2015. Fast forward to 2024, the Underline is thriving and it's still growing. I was in Miami last year and I saw some people playing basketball from afar. I was in Brickell. So the Miami Underline starts in Brickell. If you know Miami at all, that'll mean something to you. And then it stretches out. I saw some people playing basketball and I thought, wow, that looks like a really cool area. What's going on over there? So I started walking towards it and I saw these signs for the Miami Underline. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is Meg's vision come to life. This is so friggin' cool. So what is that? So she started thinking about this in 2013 and here it is 2024. So 11 years later, this vision has been realized through a lot of work. At one point, she had over 1,000 volunteers. I bet she has a ton more now. She created partnerships with businesses, with the government. She did a ton of fundraising. She's put a ton of energy into this. And her vision has been fulfilled. And she's still very involved with it. You'll see if you look at the website, you can see that Meg's in these pictures. So I think this is such a great example of what we're doing now. She had this vision. How can I make Miami more walkable and livable? And in particular, how can I use this dead space and make it into something fun for people? She did a lot of research. Now, this might sound like the High Line in New York, and she was definitely inspired by the High Line in New York, and she went and talked to people there and learned from them. And there's a similar place in Atlanta as well, and I think other cities have these too. So she had this vision, and she created goals within that. First, one of the big steps was creating a foundation so that they could raise the money for it. She dedicated her time, and look, she made it happen. I want to read to you a couple of quotes from the podcast that I did with her. One is, she said, surround yourself with people who know more than you do and have fun. If you're not having fun, don't do it. Another thing she said to me is, every idea is a good idea. It can get better, so be willing to shape it. Don't be rigid, be flexible. Never lose your vision. Dream big, because people always try to chip away at your idea and make it smaller. Don't get discouraged, but be realistic. Meg also told me that she didn't have any background in doing this sort of partnership and in creating a physical space like this. But she used the skills that she already had. She was a business person. She knew how to bring people together. She knew about finances. And what she didn't know, she learned from other people, and she brought in partners and associates to help her with this. So keep in mind too that you're not on your own. You're going to build your community. You're going to have supporters around you already, but if you don't have the right supporters, you're going to find them. You're going to build your team, and that's going to help you to create your vision. Lesson learned there, and we can apply that to what we already know